Right. Let us continue. Graha. In search of the past. Graha Tia has an idea on how you may proceed. Graha Tia has an idea on how you may proceed with your investigation. Assuming neither memories nor records of Galuljar's mother remain, we must cast as wide a net as possible. I suggest we split into groups. Emma, if you make inquiries outside in the outskirts, the rest of us will do the same in Solution 9. Okay, I can do that. So the search for Galuljar's mother gives us impetus. Shouldn't that have an N on the end? Sorry, but I've never heard of a Mamuljar woman living in these parts, much less one connected to Zaghnal. You might have better luck talking to the people over at Tanawatwan's settlement to the north of Everkeep in a place called Yuweyawata. Resilience and won their loyalty when he saved them from some crisis or another, so the story goes. If I remember correctly, their chief's name was Kanilokka. You exchanged with the middle-aged Tanawatwa and has taught you about Zaghnal's devoted. Okay. I'm looking for a Mamuljar woman. Oh, Galuljar's mother. Can't help you there, I'm afraid. I only know a little about Zaghnal, and then only what my father told me. He said that before the dome cut us off from the outside world, a Droll had appeared and was terrorising the region. In response, Zaghnal assembled a party of warriors and with them confronted and felled the beast. It was interesting to hear the king's feat in the past. A battle with the Droll. So, it wasn't our battle with it, was it? It wasn't Valagamanda. Are these creating key items for us? The mighty beast which occurred in Yasulani. Huh. A Mamuljar woman? Their people have never been a common sight around here. Well, the last time I saw one would have been before the dome came down over our heads. She was among an entourage of Landsguard that was dispatched here. I assume they all returned to Tuliolal after their mission. But if any remained, I suppose they could have been trapped in here with the rest of us. A Landsguard woman. And I suppose that would make sense. Zaghnal would have had plenty of cause to interact with the Landsguard, so he could have gotten to know somebody well. Kept it hidden, assuming it was a consensual thing. While I failed to learn anything directly related to Galuljar's mother, I did find information which may shed some light upon Zaghnal. Amity didn't seem to have much luck. How'd you fare? I'm sorry, but I couldn't find out anything useful. None of the people I questioned had heard of a Mamuljar woman before. Solution 9 is vast indeed. Even with the teleporters, we could cover but a small portion of it. Zaghnal rarely made public appearances, so the people had no idea how he spent most of his time. Yet I believe therein lies the key to the answers we seek. Ah, you're back too. I told Shale all about your search. Hi, Shale. Galuljar has told me all. We previously tried to track down records of his mother, but came up empty-handed. With everyone's help, hopefully we can get somewhere this time. Have some info. Ah, so you spoke with quite a few different people as well. Let's combine all our findings and see what conclusions we might draw. So, Zaghnal brought a retinue of Landsguards to Yasulani, among whom was a female Mamuljar. His mission was to rid the region of a Droll, and I believe it's safe to say that this was the crisis in Yuweyawata. Yeah, he resolved. If some of his troops stuck around for a time, perhaps to assist the villagers with recovery efforts. And then they could have indeed gotten trapped in the dome. We also heard stories about the settlement in Yuweyawata. People lived there until nearly a decade ago, and Zaghnal made regular visits. If he required secrecy, a location home to his most loyal followers would be ideal, and if this Mamulja woman had remained there, they would have had occasion to come in contact. I see. But what could Zaghnal have been doing in that village? Lots of sex. No. I don't know. I think we can answer that question. Boinking. Oh, I think we can answer that question. Yes. Emphasis. In order to retrace Zaghnal's steps, Rohan and I spoke with a researcher who worked at Orogenics. He said that approximately 20 years ago, a number of his colleagues were transferred to a research facility outside Everkeep per the King's direct order. Oh, this is the first I've heard of such a facility. Only Vanguard was believed to have been under the King's jurisdiction. It was apparently being used to develop a new kind of weapon, but I'm afraid that was all we could learn. Gasp. Oh, it's plenty to go on. Even if the work there was classified, any materials and equipment needed would have been manufactured within Everkeep. So if we look into transportation records... Beep, 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 beep. They really need proper standing desks for these things. There it is. The routes are full of detours and attempts at obfuscation, but large deliveries were being made to Yuweyawata. Far too large for a mere village. There hasn't been any activity for years, though. It's likely the facility's been decommissioned. Is this our dungeon? Oh, yeah. The Yuweyawata Field Station? Was it that I saw in the patch notes? Do you think that's where my mother was? We can't say for certain just yet, but I reckon there's a good chance. This is amazing. Even though no one remembers her, you managed to figure all of this out. Each piece of the puzzle may reveal little on its own, but when we put several together, a picture begins to form. Thank you, Grahatir, for explaining jigsaw puzzles to us. And even should memories fade, footprints remain to mark the path of those who walked before. Nice little callback, Graha. Thank you. A lesson I learned in another life. So, we'll be investigating this secret facility in Yuweyawata then. And this time, I want you to come along, Galulja. Yes, you can tank for us. Yuweyawata is on the other side of the lake. To get there, you'll need to take a hover cargo from the drift downs. Alright, thank you, Shale. Okie dokie then. Are there going to be 2 dungeon entrances here? Because that would be interesting. Well, the researcher we spoke with remembered that he had colleagues. He couldn't recall details about any specific individuals, not their names or what they were like. So they're dead. Someone would have noticed if Zaghnal travelled from the drift downs. I expect he utilised a flying vehicle. We've seen how much has changed for the part of Yasolani. We've seen how much has changed for the part of Yasolani that's on this side of the dome. I wonder what it's like on the other. Weapons developed in secret with the aid of devoted followers. Nothing good will have come of this. A settlement in the outskirts. That was originally Tenawatman as well, yes. I wonder if Yuweyawata would be similar to it. So the hover cargo will take us across the lake. I've never been over there before. It's still inside the dome, so I don't expect it'll be too different from here. We'll likely encounter dangerous beasts, so the rest of us will go first. You follow when it's safe to do so, alright? Alright. Be careful, everyone. Yes, Your Majesty. Yuweyawata Field Station. Now accessible. Okay, give me small talk options. If the facility was used to research new weaponry, then it will have tight security. Even if it's been closed down, let's proceed with caution. Let's take Alice. She's a master of caution. I can't help but be reminded of our foray into orogenics and of Kikiwa. Don't worry about me. I'm good at hiding from beasts. Yes, you are. I promised to look after Guludra. I spent hardly any time with him. To make up for that. By going on ahead. While I alone haven't seen much of the dome, I'm no stranger to braving the unknown. I will not slow us down. Alphano, always thinking about yourself. We've seen the havoc that Valgamanda wreaked on Urkapacha. Wonder what this other true Alvidral might have left in its wake. Oh, so it was on the other side. Interesting. Right, I need a party of NPCs. Who are we going to take with us? Yeah, let's go with the defaults and take my first look at the Yuweyawata Field Station. And then I might need to go and take a more extended break. Oh, those things look really daft. Love them. Ooh. I really like these little overviews. I always have done. One or more party members have yet to complete this duty. My father must have come here for a reason. I wondered for a second where Wuklamat was. It's been a while since we've had bats as an enemy.
We mustn't hold back.
taking a bit of a look around. I like the density. Yeah, it's got a spooky vibe with all the lightning crystals and stuff. Oh, I just did that. Oh, damn it. That was me pressing the wrong button. Communio! Ooh, 97k was that for Perfectio? That can't have been right. That must have been a number overlap. Where's the... Oh, I can't see what the potency is on it. These don't look like they've got any wool on their back. I like that Guljo is just following us at a little distance. I vaguely recall that I looked up at some point during Dawntrail whether it was 2 or 3 enemies that I was supposed to be focusing on AoE. And I can't remember what it was. I think it's probably 2. I think it's just any number of enemies more than one to like use your AoE abilities because they've got more bites. Who did it? First boss is an orange thing. The Lindblum Zaghnal. Guess we've stepped into its territory. I guess we have. I never remember whether those have oh. Oh no, okay, everybody's running away from that, so I guess okay, that was interesting. Ooh, boss. Ouch! Shit. Okay, healer's gonna love this one. We've seen that trick before. do like how busy some of these fights have become. As long as you're not massively punished for cocking something up. Oh, there'll be new gear to go with this as well, won't there? There's some maiming stuff. Wow. Really? Some piety materia. No gear? At all? For defeating a boss? That doesn't feel right. Ooh. This is a very different look, isn't it? Ooh, lore notes. Oh, that was an interesting shift. You looked at this and you saw the kind of, high tech. And then you realised that actually, it's mouldy and ruined and abandoned. While His Majesty Zeraldra is not the first to conceive of transferring a beast's soul into a person's body, safety and ethical concerns have ensured no earnest attempts have been made to date. Yet our king believes that there is no greater evil than to hinder the potential of man, and so he has ordered us to make this conception a reality. We would bolster our military might and break through into the outside world. If our research will further this ambition, then perhaps it is worth pursuing. So this is where they did the beast's soul transference. Interesting. Oh. Ooh! Rotten doggies? Ew, they're horrible looking. Huh. They've got away with the blood splatter because it's very old and dried. And there's the hint that maybe it's not blood but alcohol or something from the bottles everywhere. Yeah. Our bodies are fragile vessels. Though the infusion of another person's soul confers strength and vitality, the soul of a beast yields mixed results. Even when stripped of memories, a feral soul can induce psychological instability in the subjects. I suspect this is because primal instincts remain. While a certain amount of bestial ferocity is expected, and I dare say welcomed, too many such souls can lead to physical mutations. For now, our objective shall be to determine the threshold beyond which a body is at risk of uncontrolled mutation. There are still people in these tanks. Oh, hold on, there's people here as well. Ah, the zombies! We haven't seen these in ages. When was the last dungeon that we had any of these in? Was it like... Was it Tamtara? That we had the zombies in? I love how creepy the movements are. Obviously, they've put them on new. Yeah, because they've got regulators and stuff on. So it's a new model, but the same skeleton as before. Teleport jar. Casting ring. Give that to the Pictomancer. Oh. Oh, what the f... That is a, that's a Gigas reskin, isn't it? There's a good sense of atmosphere here, I've got to say. Abandoned... It's very Resident Evil, isn't it? Yeah, this has got a real Resident Evil vibe to it. Science dungeon gone wrong. Oh no, that was a big ass crit. 110k. Hello down there. The rate of transfiguration may be dictated, even, by the potency of the soul consumed. We've experimented with fiends of great power, but mutations were observed after the infusion of merely a single soul. No better was this phenomenon illustrated than with poor Atticus. His body was altered irreparably, and he lost all capacity for rational thoughts. While the primary objective of this research was to utilise the soul of a Tural, I struggle to see a path forward. An alternative approach must be considered. Oh? I was going to say, some of these are gonna... Oh no! They're the crawly ones! Oh, we saw these in Faust Sirius. Because they're perfect for this Resident Evil style. Yeah, this is cool. I like this a lot. It reminds me actually of a chapter from one of my books where I had a similar kind of ghastly corridor set up. Mine was a hospital, admittedly. Because, you know, hospitals are creepy places at the best of times. So many people sick and dying and so on and so forth. And then you add pools of bloods to everything, it's like... Uh-oh. If the source of our failures thus far has been the inability of our bodies to contain feral souls, what if we were to reverse the process? By purging a beast of its memories and infusing it with a man's soul, one still possessed of its own memories, we stand to gain absolute control over a vessel of great power. My subordinate who first proposed this brilliant hypothesis shall have the honour of being the first to transcend our meagre limits. I must prepare his soul for extraction at once. That doesn't sound like a reward. What is the item level on these? 705. Huh. It's a step up from previous dungeon gear, but obviously a step down from Overseer. Overseer Kanilokka. He's got a little It's not a wheelchair, is it? It's Dark Souls? I wonder if that's a reference. Oh. Oh, Jesus Christ. Fortunately, they're going off so fast that by the time you've actually recognised them, you've probably moved anyway. Not much space here, is there? Dark 2. Oh, good. Ouch. Okay, I actually wasn't far enough away there, so you really got to get right up until the arena edge. Okay, I'll know that for next time. Ow. Oh shit, that's a slow effect. Okay, and that's me dead. Ahem. Okay. Let's try that again, but better. I was wondering if it ever crossed directly under him, and it does. Oh, the hand's stretching out. Nice little touch. That does not give you a lot of space to not overlap those. Okay, so I took a chunk of damage from the bleed because I'm rubbish, but... Oh, and I've got a 20-odd second damage down debuff on me. That's harsh. Okay, so this alternates. That's reasonably challenging in terms of considering positioning and stuff. Yuweyawata boots of casting. Nice enough. Oh! Is that a storm? A sprightly mole? And a sprightly stone? It's literally just a moving rock. That's the Spriggan enemy rock, isn't it? That they've just taken the Spriggan off. So now it's just a floating rock. Which has tickled me probably a little bit more than it should do. Oh, which probably tells you a little bit more about my state right now. Sprightly. Everything's sprightly. Something's wrong. Don't rush ahead. Oh. What was that roar? Indeed. Ah. More materia. Have they got Wattlemat's voice lines firing off a little bit too often? Or was it just my imagination? Yes, why are these all sprightly? What are these actually researchers in beast bodies? Did they do it? But they've gone insane anyway? Is the Tyrol Vidral at the centre of this? Oh, okay. Oh, wonderful. Lunipyati. That has too many teeth, and they are very high res. It's a giant murder bunny. Wonderful. That makes sense at the end of a creepy hospital dungeon, doesn't it? Oh god, why so much materia? Yeah, this is not what I was expecting. Come on then, Murder Bunny. Okay, they roll around the outside for a little bit. Ah, oh dear. Goodbye, friends! Okay. I saw the arrow too late. That was entirely my fault. Well, that and the fact that Alphino didn't heal me. Let's blame Alphino. It's always Alphino's fault. Right, so that is an AoE. Right, so this is just sit in the middle for this one. Okay, so it creates an AoE at its starting location. Oh dear. I'm just going to stand on top of Alpha now. He seems to know what he's doing. Oh my god! It's just taken the floor out of the middle of the arena. That is... That's not really something we've seen bosses do. Oh shoot! Oh, okay. Ah, this is really interesting. How have I just adjusted? Healer. Adjust. Oh, I stood in the stuff. What's she doing? Earth damage over time. That's Tank Buster, which fortunately Kryl and Alpha Note are immune to. Slabber. I was kind of expecting the floor to come back because it doesn't make sense. He's just cut out a big chunk. It's not like it's going to reappear. Ooh, that was a really interesting dungeon aesthetically in terms of the variety of enemies, the general tone, and I quite liked the final boss as well. Oh, some fending bottoms. Shorts. Oh, okay. It should be noted that you can indeed fall into the hole. Diplomat, anything to say? Well, this thing's actually still alive. Just beaten up. Oh, veiny ears. Did this... It's got Vieira style plaits on it. Which makes me think that this is a Shatona.
For all the talk of my brother felling this beast, he only imprisoned it, like Vali Armanda.
From what I could tell, they sought to transfer people's souls and memories into bestial vessels at that facility. The Tural Vidral explains the need for a remote location. It was doubtless their prime subject.
Yeah, it's the platting. It just makes me think that there's a Shatona Vieira in it.
Though I expect Zeralja did not foresee the opportunities it presented when he imprisoned the creature.
Echo time. Yep.
And so, in order to prevent the breakdown of the individual, I instead seek to transfer their soul into the body of the beast.
This would allow one to wield the power of a Tural Vidral.
In theory, our initial experiments will involve lesser creatures. But in time, I am confident we will be able to bring even the mightiest under our control.
And what becomes of those who offer their souls?
As they won't be able to return to their original forms, we must consider them lost. But the sacrifice will be worthwhile, for the army you stand to gain will far surpass any composed of mechanical soldiers.
This is, again, a very Resident Evil style scientist, isn't it?
Very well. Recruit volunteers and begin at once.
Thank you, Your Majesty. I shall return to the observatory and see to the necessary preparations.
This is...
So, you've given him permission?
Teishalja, you will assist Kanilokka.
Teishalja.
As one of the Land's Guard's finest chirurgeons,
He's a
your
healer.
knowledge may be of use in his experiments.
He gets injured, she tends to him, they fall in love. No. That's a bit too cliche, isn't it?
You will also watch him closely. In what you learn,
But he
you will
does...
report to me.
She does have his trust.
You object to his project? Or are you incapable of performing this duty?
No, Your Majesty. Whether we shelter within the dome or expand beyond it, we require great power. But with no one to rely upon, we must take that power for ourselves, even if the means are questionable. I will do as you command. But if Kanilokka's work bears fruit, I wish to beg a boon.
What do you desire?
Something that I had accepted I would never have in Tuliyollal. That I believed would forever be beyond me. That it was foolish to covet. But here and now, it is close. So very, very close.
Uh-huh. So she was...
Perform your duty to my satisfaction, and anything you desire is yours.
Okay. So that's
That
Galulja's
which I
mother.
seek does not lie within this dome. Here, I cannot prove the miracle.
This is his attempt, one of his attempts to get out.
If what you seek is at hand, then you may claim it, for it has no value to me.
Either he's really dense, which is quite possible is in his single-mindedness, or he just doesn't care. Huh. Well, that's, now, how do we... Question
Are
is...
you alright?
The question is, why did we get that echo here? Was that her in the beast?
Teishalja. Could she be my mother?
Quite probably. Or maybe that's just a massive fake out.
Like the people in the outskirts said, few Mamulja lived in the Yasulani. I can't imagine many other Upiko women were trapped in the dome. That being the case, she could well be the one.
This observatory Kanilokka returned to, could it not be part of the research facility? We might learn something about Teishaljar there.
That's where we're going next then.
Why is the screen blinking black every now and again? Was it just the particles flying in front of the camera? So, going back to explore the facility? Now that the place... that's not what that says at all. Let's try that again. Now that the danger is behind us, it started sinking in just how unsettling this place is. Hard to believe it used to be a village. A Resident Evil village. But you should be able to peer into the Tural past. I wonder what that implies for the beast's consciousness whilst it was sealed away. It seems this Kanilokka was in charge here. From your accounting, he was quite dedicated to Zoalja. The villagers were likely monitoring the imprisoned Tural Vidral at Zoalja's behest, and at some point they became involved in the research of souls. Teishaljar, you said her name was. I wonder what her story is. A mystery, indeed. Yeah, I wonder whether we got the glimpse there because hers was the kind of predominant soul placed inside the Tural Vidral. Maybe there was more. Maybe hers was the strongest or the most obsessed and lingered. I wish I could see into the past like you, and I could see people who are gone. Because there aren't any other Memorja women here. Oh no. Because there aren't any other Memorja women here. For a long time I couldn't even imagine what my mother looked like. She looks basically the same as all of the Memorja women because there's only one model for them. When I visited Tuliolo and saw some, I was finally able to picture her in my mind. And one day, I hope I can see what she actually looked like as well. Oh. You may now enter Yuweyawata Field Station with a party of NPC avatars, blah 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 blah. Yes, that was a very entertaining dungeon. I found it very enjoyable. I liked the vibe, I liked the tone, the creepy death bunny at the end was a little bit out of left field, but again it kind of works with the whole experimentation vibe. But of course the thing about the Tural Vidral is that they're basically fancy old style primal things, aren't they? So it's not like it was created like that over time. It was like that was its form. Or did the Tural Vidral... No, the Tural Vidral they're not primals, are they? They're like the Auspexes. So they used to be regular creatures that just grew and grew and grew and grew more powerful. So that was at some point a giant man-eating, or a small carnivorous rabbit-style thing. I don't know. Either way, it's time for another break. But I really enjoyed that dungeon. I'd really like to know what the gear set looks like. In fact, is the gear set in the patch notes? No, I don't think it was it? Because otherwise I'd have noticed it. Until next time, folks, thank you very much for watching. That was a really cool experience. I'm a fan of Resident Evil games anyway. So to see that kind of vibe ported over into FF14, it's not like FF14 hasn't tried to do creepy before. It's done creepy plenty of times. Done it well plenty of times. But it was really interesting to see a lot of kind of older style enemies brought back. I am quite glad they didn't go with the crawling zombies holding you in place though, because I never liked that mechanic. Have yourselves a great day, folks. Stay safe, stay fabulous. Cheerio. Thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, why not click the like button and consider subscribing. Remember, you can ring the bell notification icon to get notified when new videos go live. And until next time, cheerio.